Welcome to Essential Ingredients. This episode is one in a 6-part series spotlighting the intersection of dine and design.
Good afternoon and welcome to Dine and Design. I'm Justine Reichman, your co-host. Today with me is Bridget Cooper, and we have Justin Mahy, founder of KOPU.
Co-founder with my wife, Mindy.
Okay, well you'll have to tell us all about that too.
Yes.
So we have KOPU. Talk to us about KOPU. What is KOPU?
So KOPU is bottled water that is sourced from north central Oregon. We are unique because we have a big focus on harmony. Harmony for the body, so absolutely the best tasting water you can come across. And then also the minerality, the health benefits are in harmony with your body, and then it's also in harmony with the planet. So firstly, it's domestically sourced in the US, and then on top of that, we package exclusively in aluminum. And 75% of all aluminum ever created in history is still in use today. It's the ultimate material.
How did you and your wife decide to come up with building this sparkling water company, KOPU, or sparkling and still?
And still water.
And still.
Yes. So
what was the inspiration for this?
So I've had this idea probably for about 20 odd years. As soon as I came to the States, I noticed that all of the water was coming in from Europe. And I was like, there's an opportunity to create, a water brand from somewhere else. Fast forward about, 15 years or so, I'm in New York City, I meet my incredibly beautiful wife, we get married, and we're talking about what we want to do because we're coming to Santa Barbara, and I said, I have this idea. Mindy is a huge sparkling water fan.
Me too.
And yes, who is not a sparkling water fan?
I love it more than flat.
And so we started talking about it, and we're like, you know what? Let's do it. And we were on our honeymoon in New Zealand, and we made that decision. And so originally, we bottled at source where my father is from, in the Bay of Plenty.
Was that an intentional choice?
It was.
It was. Okay. And why?
Because back in 2015, 2016, brand New Zealand was, it was clean and green, and it was an alternative to, European brands. Obviously, since then, it's been extraordinary. Single-use plastics, people have become incredibly against, which is fantastic. And then on top of that, more and more our customers and our consumers were, wow, you're bringing that water all the way in from New Zealand? And there was an issue with a conflict with our brand, sustainability, because of the aluminum. 75% of all aluminum ever created is still in use, but bringing in from New Zealand. So we made the decision to deepen our commitment to sustainability. And so we started the process of looking for absolutely the best tasting water in North America.
Great. Wow. And what was it like just researching, finding that place, to get the bottle and the water in America coming from the New Zealand part?
It takes a lot of time. Because it means, jumping on a plane, in a car, visiting water sources, tasting it, getting testing results, looking at water quality, minerality from calcium, making sure it's not full of nitrates, right? So that process, took quite a while. And we found this hidden spring in north central Oregon, and there's something about Oregon that is it just suits our brand. It is rugged, it is pure, it is clean, it is green. There are some good similarities with New Zealand, I think. So we found that ultimate combination.
That's amazing. You can tell when you taste it, it's like smaller bubbles than, other sparkling water brands. Is that intentional, or is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we wanted to create the champagne of sparkling water. I mean, our still water tastes fantastic, but the sparkling water for us is, that's the energy, it's a champagne. And so, that process of creating those fine champagne-like bubbles, there is a lot to it. And we spent 12 months here in the States, working with carbonating manufacturers and the process and different temperatures and carbonating stones and pressure, and everything to create that unbelievable bubble.
It really is. It's amazing.
Now, there's a difference between naturally sparkling and not naturally sparkling, right?
Yes.
And so, how did you choose yours?
So a little like insider info here. There is not a single sparkling water on the market that is actually truly natural.
Interesting.
So if you look at the water quality reports, right, and you go on the websites, you'll see that they're injecting CO2, which is brought around the source. Because if you think about it, when it comes out of the spring, it's going to dissipate, and they need to recarbonate it. So every single sparkling water out there has been recarbonated.
When you and Mindy were designing the bottle,
Yes.
Obviously you are a luxury brand, and I mean, it's so beautiful. And
Thank you.
was that like, were you thinking about when you were designing it, like the placement of where you wanted to see bottles and like restaurants or?
Yes. I mean, we wanted to create something that was sleek, right? Something that was beautiful. We did a lot of, we had an idea about the color that we wanted, but to truly gain trust in our own decision, we went out there and we showed different shades of this color to hundreds and hundreds of people. And thank the Lord, everyone seemed to, the majority seemed to agree that this was the right color. And, we love it because it's a beacon of quality. And so, the kinds of, clients that we want, where it suits really well, are places that really focus on curation. Like similar to the hotel that you're building, it's all about curation, the best possible products and how it fits in. So it's luxury hotels, it's upscale restaurants primarily.
And you chose aluminum, because of sustainability?
Yes. So aluminum is actually the sustainability wonder material. And you will see more and more packaging in coming years in aluminum. And the reason is that 75% of all aluminum ever created in the history of mankind is still in use today. And the reason why it's got extraordinary recycling rates is because it is very, very valuable. And it's getting more valuable, which is a problem, right? Because it costs us more.
That was my next question. Does it make it cost prohibitive?
No, because the actual weight of the aluminum in each bottle is small, but it is material, so it does impact our costs, but not prohibitively. So, the commodity value of aluminum has gone from about $1,500 a ton up to about $2,900 a ton, right? So it's material, but it's not 10 times or 100 times.
And is this the size you're doing, or do you have two sizes? Or?
This is kind of the size that is around the pool and in the golf course. We have larger sizes. We have 23-ounce sizes for the restaurants and the hotels, in dining.
So currently, right now, where is it available for people to purchase?
So it's online. So on our website, if you go to www.kopuwater.com, and then also, we are in a little bit of upscale, grocery and Gelson's, but we really do focus on upscale restaurants, luxury hotels, especially throughout Southern California and a little bit of Northern California as well.
We'll be definitely having this at our hotel.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Thank you.
I would imagine.
If you'll have us.
It would be an honor.
So as you grow this business, are you planning to expand your line?
When we first started, we had to make a decision: are we a water company or we are a carbonated beverage company? And we have chosen to be a water company. The market for us is, there's a couple of European brands out there that have about a collectively 95% market share. So there is such an opportunity for us in hotels and restaurants. So that is our immediate focus. In years to come, flavors, but it's not where we're at. We really are focused on, restaurants, hotels, country clubs, and maybe a few private jets, right, and super yachts. I mean, we're in a few, but that kind of thing.
So, and I'm just curious, we all define success differently. So for you, how do you define success with your business here?
When my family is happy, you know, that is success. You know, it's COVID was a challenge, you know, but success is definitely the happiness within our family.
I've just been talking about this yesterday about COVID, and the silver lining of that is people are taking their health, you know, more seriously. And one thing I've actually noticed is the millennials, is a lot of people that are not drinking alcohol anymore and wanting something when they go out. And, you know, like this in a champagne glass looks exactly the same. So
Yeah.
have you noticed that there's a sort of a trend towards...
Absolutely. And there are people that don't drink, right? And so what do? You know, they can get a mocktail, but this provides them something that they can hold in their hand that is elegant, you know, and matches, you know, and suits, you know, that of a very cool looking cocktail glass or a glass of wine. So we absolutely see, you know, the single serve, you know, aluminum bottles, you know, in this color, in that way. And also the fact that they are aluminum, you know, that harmony aspect of it, it just feels good. Putting that into the recycling, you know, in 60 days, it's going to be a Tesla car or a MacBook computer or an airplane or maybe another KOPU bottle.
And it keeps cold as well. Like, you know, the other thing that I like about, you know, if you drink the water out of the paper ones, it has a funny taste, where this doesn't have that.
Yeah, the paper ones it's not paper. These paper cardboard ones, there's cardboard, there's aluminum in them, there's plastic in them, and there's very few cities that recycle them, so, you know, we're not fans of that.
The other thing I like is the size of the mouth here.
Yes,
That was intentional?
very intentional.
Did you notice that?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
It's a 38 millimeter mouth. We wanted to bake luxury into every aspect of the packaging. So you'll notice the diameter of the bottle, it's very easy
To hold. Even with my small hands.
That's right. And then the mouth, you know, it's big enough to, you know, rather than it sort of gurgling down, having a luxurious pouring experience.
It's also nice, and I don't mean to sound crass, but you know when the bubbles are too big, you automatically get like a little gassy.
Right.
Yes. We have come across a lot of...
I mean, it's not pleasant. People drink this and it's like it's like an unpleasant,
Experience.
like
Yeah.
you're listening to a man belch across the room when they have
Yeah.
I know it doesn't sound nice, but seriously, and it could be me, it could be you, but this feels a little bit more civilized.
Yes.
And I like to drink a lot of sparkling water, and I put my bitters in it, and I feel like I'm having a cocktail with somebody else, because if I drink, I can't drive, I get very sleepy, I'm not fun at a party.
Yeah.
And I like to drink my fizzy water. I don't want to sound like a man belching, like I'm a 90-year-old man belching with my big belly out. I just want to, you know, be a nice civilized lady.
Well, I'll be
Yeah.
sending this to you for your next party, Justine.
But I'm just saying, so the bubbles make a very big difference in the way I feel when I drink it too. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel quite as filling. It doesn't feel quite as gaseous.
Yes. Yeah.
And so it doesn't, when you're eating and you're having your lunch or your dinner, I'm getting filled a lot of times when I'm drinking that glass of fizzy water that is so gaseous. If you drink like a regular fizzy water, you know, a seltzer or something. This is a very different experience.
Very
Yeah,
different.
we wanted to create a kind of a velvety consumption experience rather than something that, you know, attacks the throat.
Or the stomach.
Or the stomach, exactly. You know, and something that complements fine cuisines, rich cuisines, you know, and it doesn't impact the appetite, right? But something that cleanses the palate. And so those fine champagne-like bubbles are an important part of that.
Wow. So much thought and time has gone into it. It's amazing.
Wow.
I love it.
So if people want to get this, what's your website? How would they find you?
So it's kopuwater.com, and that is KOPU water.com.
Okay, wonderful. And are you currently, where are you in your business? Are you guys do you see a lot of growth for the next year? What do you see happening?
We
What
see
are your
a lot
plans?
of growth the next decade.
The next decade,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, we We have a strong direct distribution business. We also work with fantastic food service distributors as well. So building out that in a very thoughtful way and having the right resources. We really focus on the service element of what we're doing, a white glove delivery. Our clients never run out of stock. If they have a huge weekend, we can be there on Sunday night.
Okay.
We will make it happen. So,
Okay.
so when we do expand, it's going to be thoughtful, and we will do it in the right way.
Well, that's exciting. Well, I really appreciate you joining us here today.
Yeah.
Thank
Learning
you.
about
Justin.
cocoa. It's a beautiful bottle. It tastes great.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing more from KOPU.
Yeah, thank you,
Cheers.
Justin. Cheers.
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 To find out more about this episode of Essential Ingredients and access show notes, check out Next Gen Chef and choose podcast in the menu bar. If you like this episode, head to iTunes or Next Gen Chef's YouTube channel to subscribe. Learn more about Next Gen Chef, the platform that powers this podcast, by checking out our website or visit us on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn at Next Gen Chef. You can also check out my Instagram at Justine_Reichman. If you have thoughts about this episode or future episode ideas, leave us a comment at Next Gen Chef's YouTube channel or drop an email at team@nextgenchef.com. Thanks for joining us.